Good morning, gang. Good morning. Welcome to this week's Bitcoin update. First and foremost, remember nothing discussed today is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, and this is for educational purposes only. And now that's out of the way, let's dive into Bitcoin. So, following on from last week, we were recording the video last Thursday, which would have been roughly around here, and we'd not lost any market structure, and we had two plans because obviously. Yeah, last week we were just trading this range, and we had a lovely range to trade. And again, if you'd just trade the outer extremities of the range, like we explained on the last video, you'd have made some damn good money in this range. But instead, you know, the vast majority of people were getting bearish at the lows and shorting the lows, and then getting bullish and trying to trade the breakout the highs, while every influencer in the land was, you know, doing this every 30 seconds, and there was diamonds and everything in there, and yeah, just idiots. Just trade the range. You need two horizontal levels. Anyway, so the plan last week was twofold. Either, just get that range back on, either we lose and we come back down, and if we're coming back down, we'll come back down to these levels initially, or if we don't lose this range to the low, then we're coming back up, and what we're doing is quite simply, we're just coming in to this old range. Okay? And in the end, you can see here, we came up, we broke out of this range, and we came up straight into the value area high of this range. Okay? So this is what I mean. So, you know, people love trend trading, but what you've got to realize is the majority of the time, Bitcoin and other assets just go sideways. Go sideways for considerable periods of time, consolidate. Okay? Like you got here, consolidate, break down, grab the liquidity, come up, consolidate, break down, grab all the liquidity, come up, consolidate. Okay, the actual trending moves are often short-lived. Okay? But the ranges are where there's money to be made. And if you know how to trade a range right, it means you can also participate in a trend by, quite simply, in this example, when prices come down to the lows of range, longing the range lows, trading it up, taking some profits at the range highs, like a sensible person, then it comes back down, and it doesn't take your stop, like you've already moved your stop to entry, and then, in the end, it breaks out. So then your next take profit is you're looking for the next consolidation or order block or whatever you want to call this. At the end of the day, it's just another consolidation. It's coming into an old range. Okay? So now, as we said last week, we can now just be looking to trade this range. Okay? So this is the new range to trade. Now we can see this if we zoom in. Let's zoom into a 15-minute time scale. And we can see here, this right now is the range that we're trading. Okay, we've just had another spike up into the EQ. Right, so as we can see here, we came up, we created our first high. Now for me, that wasn't a short because there was no confluence here for a short. Okay, for this range. What we could see here is we created this high, then we created this low. Now from this, we've now got a high pivot and we've got a low pivot. So now we can use the range fib tool that we've got. Okay, then we come back up and we've got respect around the EQ. Then we came up on Tuesday night's live stream. Now, Tuesday night, we have a members live stream where we map out our high time frame swing ideas. We also look at the low time frame, talk about trading plans. And this happened within the live stream. We had a nice liquidity sweep of the stop run from up here, took the stops and reversed. So on stream, we had a nice short entry, came back down, take profit one into the EQ, came back up, came back down. We never actually got to the range lows in the end. Okay. Then we came back up. And in yesterday's news event, we had another spike up. Now, as I was saying in the Discord yesterday at the time, we can see here, this is in the BTC charts, and this was in the free group. This wasn't even in the members group. Well, we're all talking about the CPI, and my plan was sweep up first and then down. Okay? Because this is what I could see on the order flow. So, in the end, what happened is we had a sweep up first, again into the range high. So you had another short entry of this range, another short entry, and then, in the end, we came down and we took the lows. And then this for me was a long entry, because back down at these lows, as usual, price gets to the lower range. Right, we're looking here, price gets down to the row. This was the spike up into the range high. We can see this level here is the range high. Spike up into the range high, nice rejection. Again, people longing up here, came back down into the range low. Now, once again, you know, I make this comment several times in the members group, is Once momentum traders turn up, that's when it's time to change direction. And what happened is, came back down to the range lows, everyone started getting horny, selling into the range lows. We can see all this excess down here. We can see the point of control of the candle right down in the wick. Price came back up, and we had a nice bounce. So for me, that was a long entry. And in the end, that long entry came up, came back down. You had another opportunity to get in on the retest of the range lows. And then through the night, we came up back into the EQ. And now we're hovering around the EQ. So that's a nice take profit one. Okay, so we've just got a nice range to trade. Okay, that's what's happening locally. Obviously, if you guys want access to my plans, and even when I do pop into the free group now and again, then come over to the website. Check out our website. Come into our free Discord. Just click this link here. Come into our free Discord. Okay? Plenty of traders in our free Discord that are more than willing to share their alpha and share their plans on a daily basis. Okay? And obviously, if then you do want to learn, then come check out our tier course. Okay? You know, I'm not going to charge you $500. I'm not going to charge you $1,000. You know, it's the price is probably one of the most affordable on the market. $59.95. You can cancel it anytime. You know, you don't have to stay in it for months and months and months. You know, get the content that you want. Learn from it. There's over 100 hours worth of content on there now. You know, learn from it in your own time. If you want to join for a month, learn as much as you can, and then you need a few months off, absolutely fine. Just do it. Just cancel it. It's fine. 60 quid for God knows how much of education. Okay, and you'll also get access to our private group as well, which is where I share my actual trading plans. Okay, so that's that. Right, so what could happen next? Right, well, let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. Okay, now, obviously, this range is still in play. Now, the outside lines on this range, if you've not followed us for a while, the outside lines are our standard deviations of the range. So if locally we do come up, we take the highs, then we can be looking for a swing failure pattern. Back down, continue trading the range. And again, same as the lows. If we do end up coming down here and then coming back up, changing structure to the upside, then you've got a long trigger and you just keep trading this range. Now, if we zoom out and we start looking at on the macro picture, we can see here that we're in this consolidation, right? So first things to note is if we do successfully break out of this range to the upside, then we're coming back in to this consolidation here. Okay, so let's just throw on the fixed range volume profile within this. So this is the next consolidation to be aware of. Now, this next consolidation, we've got to pay attention to this point of control right here, which is roughly coming in around 39k, 3940k. Okay, so we've got a big wall of resistance here. Okay, so if we do end up breaking up, then this is where I'd have my eyes on, especially for a take profit on longs and potentially to hedge on shorts. Okay, that's if we do come up to this level. If we don't come up to this level and we start breaking down, then the next thing to note is the old range where we're trading. So let's see if that actually works this time when we draw it on. Don't understand why this is... Oh, that's because it's doing it that way then. Okay, so we'll do it this way. Obviously, this is the old range. No idea what's going on. The old range, okay, with the deviation down here. So if we do end up coming back down and we do lose this range, first things first is we need to find acceptance back into this range. Okay, so if we find acceptance back into this range, then we can be looking to trade that range once again. Come back out to the come back into the 4 hour. So if we do come down here, then we're looking to see, do we get acceptance back into this range? If we get acceptance back into this range, then have we got this range to trade again? Do we get respect at the value area low or the overall range low? And then we'll continue trading this. Okay, if that doesn't happen, come back into the 4 hour again. If that doesn't happen, then ultimately I'm going to be looking back down towards this old range high, which is roughly around 25k. Now, once again, like I said last week, if we do end up coming back down to that level, there's going to be a hell of a lot of eyes on that level. So it wouldn't surprise me if we end up coming back through. And if you got the reclaim back out, then you've got another long trigger. Okay, so we've got this consolidation down here to contend with. So this should give us a sticky zone. Again, it's not a guarantee. It could go straight through it if price does go down there. Okay, if that doesn't hold, then just looking back down towards the EQ, quite simply, just level to level. Okay, so that's what's going on. Obviously, if you want to get a bit more granular, then you can throw on a volume profile into this hole. area, and we can see here that we've also got a value area high here. If acceptance back into value, then this is when I'll be looking back down towards that EQ, point of control, value area low, range low. Okay, so that's all we're doing. We're just playing it level to level. Okay, so obviously the guys in the co-pilots group have got my full trading plan, including all the details of the exact levels that I'm looking to trade. But for now, this is what we're looking at. So either break out of this old range here to the upside, and we're looking up into this sort of cluster around 39k. Break down, and first and foremost coming back into this old cluster. And if that holds, then we can potentially be looking for long trades. And if that doesn't hold, then we're coming back down towards this 25k sort of zone. Okay, quite simple, level to level. Right. If you enjoyed today's content, make sure you hit that like button. Let us know down in the comments if you want these videos to keep coming. And if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. And until next time, gang, as you were.